Feeling all the potion we are. Loving in slow motion we are. Feeling like there's no other way. Talk about a long night trip, no, no, no. Don't ever wait, you kept traces of my past. Your frames are divided in my thoughts. Your love, dance so I can feel your lips, oh no, no. Don't ever look away, you fill the spaces in my heart. Your friends are nowhere to be found. We're tripping all around and girl, we don't know nobody. There's people all around, but girl, it's a private party. No, we don't know nobody. There's people all around, but love, it's a private party. And I'm tripping, you're tripping, trip, trip. You're tripping, you're tripping. Dance on the slow motion. Trip, trip. You're trip, and I'm tripping. Dance on the slow motion. Dancing, talk about a long night trip, no, no, no. Don't ever wait, you kept traces of my past. Your frames are divided in my thoughts. We're tripping all around and girl, we don't know nobody. There's people all around, but girl, it's a private party. No, we don't know nobody. There's people all around, but love, it's a private party. And I'm tripping, you're tripping. Dancing
hasn't quite stopped me from dreaming. It didn't get far, but I'm still hanging on to the feeling. For a moment I was special, but I should have known better than to fall in love. I've still got questions, but I've learned my lesson. Love, is that enough? Oh, is that enough? I said, is that enough?
Happy Sunday, everybody. Glad to see you guys. Thank you for joining us for our, man, I don't know how many it's been now. It's been 7, 8 weeks now we've been streaming the puppy streams. But today was an interesting day. It was really hot out. We had a, which actually I think it happened across the nation. There was clearly shelter events all over the place. Had one yesterday, got about, I think it was somewhere around 40 animals adopted yesterday. And of course, unfortunately, as always, a few of those end up coming back. They just didn't work out with the families or whatnot. It's kind of a win-win or win-lose. Depends on how you look at it. Without having the opportunity for people to kind of take animals home and try them out in the home and see how they work for them, and giving them the ability to bring them back if they don't work, at least gives them the chance to get a home. So, you know, it's a good thing. You know, we try to look at it that way anyway. But we got about 6 dogs today. We had about 11 on the list. As always, there's a few that are always shy and don't really want to come out of their kennels, and we don't want to push them either. They're still acclimating in most cases, because most of the animals we photograph are new to the shelter, new to the environment, and who knows where they came from. Could have been strays, abusive environments, just a family they were part of and aren't anymore and don't know where they're at. So you get kind of random behaviors out of them, but for the most part, they're really good animals. But might as well get the ball rolling here. And as always, if you have stories about shelter animals, rescues, or whatever you'd like to share with us, please do. Happy to talk about them. If you have any questions about volunteering at your local shelters, animal photography, photography in general, whatever, let us know. We'll try to answer them if we can. At least the best that we can. I did change up. I know the past few weeks we've been talking about switching the way we're rendering Photoshop and Lightroom yet again to try to get it perform better. We did change that again, so hopefully I got everything right. Let me know if anything's weird, missing, or whatever, and we'll definitely take a look at it. I'll try to keep it on as we go too, but sometimes it's a little difficult to keep track of it all, but I'll definitely try to do that. So we start out in Lightroom. We're going to go ahead and, again, we got 6 animals. We're going to go ahead and put those into stacks, to make them easier to manage. We also added a few new tracks to the music queue. You guys will have to let me know how you're liking the music. And I know some of this goes off your screen. I only capture a small part of the screen because this monitor that I'm doing this on is massive, but it is color calibrated, so I really like to use that one. And we group these into stacks with their kennel card on top so that I can kind of work through them one dog at a time. And the way we do it, as always, if you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you could join us. The reason that we stack them up like this, we get the kennel cards on top. The kennel cards give basic information for the animal. We kind of use them as a reference as we distribute the photographs. These are all distributed in low resolution. For like online media use, things like that. Help promote the animals, get them adopted, find them homes, which is of course the main goal of all of this. But you know, there was a lot of really sweet dogs today. A couple that were a little bit younger, like this little guy for instance, a little younger, a little shy. Godly presence, thank you. Wow, 24 hours, I guess. Man, I'm getting too damn old to do that. I can't do that anymore. No way in hell. But thanks for the biddies. Thanks for stopping by. Glad to see ya. And a few other people I'm kind of expecting to drop by today. I hope they drop by, but I hope you're having a great day nonetheless. But yeah, you need to get you some food and some sleep. That's a pretty big deal. I got pretty good sleep last night. Got up a little late this morning and sat around and watched a few streams, drank some coffee, got my list together. Been working a little bit. The shelter has asked me to work on a new website for them, so I'm working on some of that, and it's been a pretty exciting day overall. But we've tried to find 3 photos of each animal. These photos are used to promote these animals. We look for a face shot, we look for a body shot, and we look for personality or something like that. Keep up the good work, though. Talk to you later. All right, appreciate it, Godly. Again, thanks for dropping by. And thanks for spreading the word. Love it. Really appreciate it. And we have to crop these photos down to 1 by 1 for the applications. The website that they currently use forces you in a 1 by 1 aspect ratio, where we're shooting more in a 16:9. I'm not a fan of it. Wow, that's really bright. I'm not a fan of the aspect crop, but we have to work with what we have to work with. Hopefully that's something they're going to address in the near future. But we might as well get it going here. Actually, let's go ahead. Well, we'll go ahead and do it with the first one. We're going to go ahead and apply our 1 by 1, crop that down, because we'll copy this information over. And again, we're currently using Lightroom. And we'll copy this over so we can easily paste it onto the others. So we need that. We need our lens correction on that. And we are using a Tamron 70-200, the G2 series. Beautiful lens. And that's pretty much all we need on there. And we're going to copy those settings, develop settings. Again, I know this is off your screen a bit. Treatment profile. We want to do the crop and the lens corrections, process version calibration. That's really all we want to copy. All right, so now that we got those, we have this kennel card. We need to find a face shot. And the sun was playing peekaboo today. It was warm out. It was not as hot as last week. As some of you might know, we didn't do this last week. It started out we were going to do something else because it was so hot outside. We did not want to drag the dogs out and overexert them and get them overheated. So we were going to do a digital painting of an animal instead. Well, a whole slew of things happened and my streaming software exploded and everything that day. It was just like not my day to stream, apparently. So we just skipped it and hopefully make up for it a bit this week. That's really cute and so sharp, tack sharp. We'll probably use that as a face shot. Yeah, because there's his eyes are closed. That's not going to be usable. We're just going to get rid of it. Alright, so we are going to paste the settings from that initial photo, and that'll give us our crop. And of course, we'll have to recompose it. And this was Monkey. He is, what breed was he? He's a retriever, Labrador, 2 years old. Really sweet, super sweet guy. And we'll go in afterwards as well. We'll take the leashes out as we do every time. I'm not a fan of the leashes being in these photos. I think they don't make the dog feel quite as approachable with the leash. So we get rid of them. So there's our face shot. Is Jackson in? No, he's on my couch. Get off the couch. You know better. That's why you got a bed, you knucklehead. Come on. No, I don't want your paw. I want you to get off my couch. Lay down in your bed. Lay down in your bed. Yes, lay in your bed, not on the couch. It's not your couch. He likes to think it is. He's kind of taken over part of the couch in the living room. No, it's not attention time. No, it's not. We've been looking at getting him a playmate. For those of you that don't know, Jackson, and I'm sure you can't see anything. None of the cameras are at a great angle for him at the moment. He's our 140-pound Great Dane. He's a rescue. He came from our local shelter, and he's right at 3 years old. And Great Danes don't typically mature until they're between 2.5 and 3 years old. And so he's still got a lot of puppy in him. He loves to play. And Gracie, who is our, how old is she now? She's a little over 3. She's a Great Dane Blackmouth Cur, but she matured really early on. So she'll play a little bit, but not the way he wants to play. So we've been in the market for possibly another Great Dane. That's all we need is another one in the house, but he really needs a play buddy. He's so big, even when I play with him, I don't want him to learn bad habits because he's so big, about playing rough with people, because even playing, he's so big, he can hurt you if you're not careful and make sure he knows what's okay and what's not. So trying to find him a play buddy to play around with. It's his size and wants to play like he does, aren't we? Yes, aren't we? We found you a buddy. Really? I didn't need that. I didn't need that. No, I didn't. He's a good boy. He's a bit of a knucklehead. He's a good boy. And they're great breeds as well. If you've not had Great Danes, love them to death. Very affectionate. Don't move your bed around. I put it there for a reason. He's such a turkey. Don't tear it up either. Yes, I'm talking to you. No. Don't tear the bed up. Lay in it. Lay down in your bed. No, lay down in it. Gracie came to see what the world's going on. No. No. He back talks. But he is a good boy. He's just got a lot of energy that's hard to get out of him. And that's why we're, again, looking at maybe getting him a buddy. Maybe. Don't tear that up. No. But that's the joy of owning an animal. You get to deal with stuff like that. You get so much more out of them than it takes. And you put into him. Well, he's got a bobtail, you know. No, he doesn't have a bobtail either. It's just swung over. But of course, people say, does he have a bobtail? That's just the way he swung it there. It's a little contrasty. So I'm going to turn that down a bit. That's good for a body shot. And then we need some kind of personality shot. And that's cute. I don't like the contrast on the lighting there. That's not really usable. A sitting shot. Maybe we can use this one. Let's see what we can get out of it. Try to paste the settings again. There we go. Auto that up. Wow, that's super contrasty. Actually, you know what? I'll leave that exposure there. We're going to turn down the highlights a little. Well, we're going to have to turn the exposure down because the highlights are just peaked right there. And we'll turn the highlights back up. Not a huge fan of that one. It's really it's even blurry. Do we have a better option? Try this one. I like that better, I think. And we'll take her arm and all the leash and everything out of it. And that's really sharp. So, yep, that's our 3 there. Right, 1 down. Monkey is completed. Now we have Mittens. And I don't know if you can see him or not. You gotta see what he's doing here. He's not doing it. He was basically playing with the bed. Trying to fix that a little bit. He's such a dork. Really? Don't have that. Our 3-month subscriber icon, which I should have here soon, is of Jackson. And it's a super cute little icon. I can't wait to get it. I'm really excited for that. It's almost time for dinner for them. Well, I say almost. They got about an hour, but that's what he's on about. He thinks that he's gonna miss out on his din. They're not gonna forget to feed you. No, we're not gonna forget to feed you. I need to get another camera to do like a... You got something bugging your ears? Like a room cam. So, you can see more of him being obnoxious. Mittens is Coonhound Shepherd mix, 1 year old. Another really sweet one. Smaller. It looks like about the only face shot we got there. And like I've mentioned before, you know, you should always shoot for the shot, but with dogs and the way they move around constantly, and especially shelter animals, they're really on edge and they're constantly pacing and moving, and you just kind of gotta shoot and hope. So I usually shoot a little bit wide to give myself a little bit of room. Like that. Good face shot. A little bit of room to work with. And that looks like it'll be our body shot. They still got stuff outside from the Clear the Shelter event yesterday. It's usually pretty successful. This year it wasn't quite as successful as it was in the past. I don't know why exactly, but just didn't seem to be quite as many people. At the event. Man, there's a lot of yellows in that. I think we're gonna leave that wall angled. We'll pull the saturation back a bit. There we go. That's better. Do we need to do that for this one as well? No, that one's alright. And some kind of personality shot. Apparently Cage hears somebody. Oh, look at that look. That's adorable. Let's see if I can pull out of that. That's a super cute look, but I really want to crop it in so you can really see it. Adorable. Pull some of the yellows out of that grass. And I haven't really talked about this in a few weeks, or several weeks actually. If you have an inkling for volunteering for your local shelters or rescue, please do so. Even if it's only a few hours a week, it makes such a huge difference. We're still dropping some frames. I'm gonna reset that, make sure it was from this. It makes such a huge difference for the shelters. A lot of the grants and things that they're able to get are based on the number of volunteer hours they get. So it's a huge deal. You know, even if you got a half an hour a week or anything you can do. You can go interact with the cats, or walk the dogs, help them clean up. You know, there's so many things you can do to help them that I highly recommend you do. And if you have, you know, if you're not sure about it or you have questions about it, please ask. If I can answer it, I will. Of course, all rules don't apply to all rescues and shelters, but I think for the most part, it's pretty standard. What you would need to do that. And if you, even if you want to do, what are you eating? You know, if you want to take pictures, maybe you don't feel like you have enough equipment and stuff. You do. If you have a smartphone, you have enough equipment. And I'm happy to help talk you through a little bit of that process as well. If you have other questions or comments, let us know. This guy was a handful. Here's a cute face shot. Didn't get a flash on that one. He would not sit up though unless he was moving, which was a bit irritating. I couldn't get a good body shot of him because he just did not. If he was sitting still, he wanted to be sitting. He wouldn't stand up and be still. I think we're going to try this one. Yeah, I need to look at Red Eye. What's up, buddy? Great to see ya. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm sure you're working. Or are you? You working today? I don't remember. I was thinking you worked for some reason on Sundays. Maybe I'm thinking of KT. I know he works on Sundays. That's pretty good. Again with the heavy yellows though. Now you have sound. All right. Well, I'm glad you have sound now. I was just asking if you were. For some reason, I was thinking you worked on Sundays. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. This is one of the new tracks we've added to the background music. You guys will have to let me know what you think. Added a few new tracks. But yeah, this little one was a handful. Look at that face. I know it's blurry, and that was shot at 200ths of a second, so he was really moving. Wow. I don't officially work on Sundays, but checking in throughout the weekend to minimize Monday morning problems, right? Right? I hear you. Definitely. Yeah, that one's not usable, unfortunately, but it's funny to look at. So we got the face shot. We need a body shot. We're gonna have to get one of them sitting because he would not. He refused to sit still. Like he would sit and then right back up and doing circles. And he was sweet. He was just really nervous. Didn't pull anything out of that either. Looks like this one's our only option. Do you like the new song? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I was trying to get a little more upbeat stuff in it, but I wanted to keep the same kind of vibe going. Be right back. Gotta get my phone. Let me do that. It's a little soft. And I'm not completely sold on the color and everything yet either. What are you doing? You need to lay down. You're making me nervous. No, I don't want to delete that. The wrong button. Start. Lay down. Lay down in your bed. Yes, that's why I bring it in here so you lay down. That's why I bring it in here so you lay down. I don't want a licking, but thank you. I don't need kisses, but thank you. Yes, but thank you. I want you to lay down and behave yourself. No, you can't have my arm either. That's my arm. Let's see, we got a headshot. We got kind of a body shot. It's a sitting shot. You better stay off my desk. And now we need some kind of a... No, it's too early to eat. It's too early to eat. You can't eat yet. Try to get a cute shot here. I remember taking that one. Way out of focus. I'm gonna try this one. It's got her leg in the background, but that's alright. No, sir. No. That's enough. He does that when he feels he's being ignored and he has something to say. It's one thing about Great Danes. I've never had another breed that does it. He talks back. If he doesn't like something or he wants something, he will let you know. I hope that's not too loud on you. Hopefully the compressor's catching it. Yeah, I know. You're hungry. I know. You're just starving to death. He's gonna be ornery. I feel it. Because he's frustrated with me. Because I'm not listening to him. Jenny, terrier mixed breed, large, 5 months old. He's got his nose jammed in the carpet. Okay, face shot. Got quite a few face shots, it looks like. That one's soft, not usable. But yeah, I really, we are losing quite a few frames. I don't know what it is with Photoshop lately, but it's been harsh on the computer. I don't know if some update they did. I think I actually have some pending updates. What are you doing? You're looking to get into trouble. Don't get into trouble. I don't want to have to put you in the kennel. No, we don't want that. That's a super cute shot. Try that. If I ignore him long enough, he'll stop. But if he thinks he's getting any headway, he'll keep it up. Really cute. Yep, definitely like that one. Face shot. I think this is the only body shot we could pull out of it. Kind of high, but of course it has been dry around here in Texas for past several weeks, so a lot of the grass is yellow, and that's a lot of this dead grass we're looking at here. I think that'll work. But yeah, if you have time to volunteer at your local shelters, please do so. If not, you can always send them a donation. Back was figuring out tonight's plan with the wife. Nice. Gonna have a night out, are you? Or just spending some quality time? I think we kind of did that yesterday. We watched some TV and went out to dinner. It was our 17-year anniversary yesterday. Got her some flowers and chocolates and a card and all that good stuff. You know, happy wife, happy life. Yeah, gonna head out to Best Buy, then out to dinner. She's gonna go to Best Buy with you? My wife would sooner knock me out than go to Best Buy with me. Happy anniversary, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's been that long, honestly. You know, as much as I like her to harass her differently, it really doesn't feel like it's been that long. And in the 17 years we've been married, we have disagreements, don't get me wrong. We're people, we're human. But we've never really had an argument, like a full-blown argument. And that's a hard thing to do. It's the promise of dinner that makes it okay. I gotcha. Yeah, that might work for me too. Which I say that she doesn't mind going in. She just likes to complain about it because she knows when I go there I spend way too much time looking at everything. That one's too blurry. I think this is one of our other new tracks. Yep, this is another one of the new tracks we've added. That's really cute. Wonder if I can get something out of that. But yeah, if you don't know how to donate or whatever, you can generally call and ask, and they'll let you know how to do that. You can support them by sharing their social media posts. That's a big help. You can support other people that help the animals as well. Connecting them, maybe family members that are interested in doing it, connecting them with the people. You being here helps support it by, me doing this and knowing that you guys are here behind me. You can subscribe to the channel if you're not already. That helps as well. That helps offset some of the costs of running it, and lets me know you guys are here and support what I'm doing. Which this is only a small part of what we ultimately do here, but every Sunday we do this. I say every Sunday. There's been a couple we haven't for either technical reasons or for animal reasons, but in general we do every Sunday. That is adorable. But it makes a big difference. And also, when your friends and family and just people in general see other people supporting a cause, they're much more likely to rally behind it and help you and help them and help the shelter. And same here, yeah. I geek out on a lot of the tech stuff at Best Buy. I haven't been there in a while though. I haven't really paid much attention even to the tech lately. I'm kind of behind on the times. That's usually something I kind of keep up with, but I just haven't had too much other stuff going on. But I need to. Still dropping quite a few frames. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get, I don't know. I looked at it a while back on setting up a streaming PC to get some of the load off of this PC as far as like the video encoding and everything. Wow, those cards are kind of goofed up. But I've never had any issues with this machine. I think they've just changed something with Adobe, the Adobe products, that's requiring a lot more horsepower now for some reason. So I have thought about putting together a streaming PC, but I've got so much money invested into it now, I have a very difficult time convincing the wife even to spend more money on it. No, it is not time to eat. You need to knock it off, Goofy. Wow, look at that face. Gonna attempt Elite VR? Oh, okay. It's really nice light, but it's got eyes closed. That's one eye closed. The side profile. Because you see, as we started out here, we had full blast sun, and then it was just popping in and out of clouds to cloudy. And I was mentioning 2 weeks ago, I think it was, as far as the lighting goes, when you're taking pictures, it's beautiful when you have clouds because it acts like a huge natural softbox. Direct sunlight. Now I know that's the exposure is a little unfair there. Let me I'll just auto it down. That's full blast sunlight. Okay, you can kind of see what the light does there. To cloud covered. So you can see how much softer and more beautiful the light is. I prefer to photograph in overcast days. Light overcast, like those really wispy kind of clouds, if they get, you know, almost stormy looking, it's way too dark and the light's not good at all. But that's the big difference. You can see how sharp the fall off is between the light and shadows here. And then when you go to cloud cover, you don't really even see any edges. The fall off is so gradual because it turns that little bitty sun into a huge softbox. See if we can pull a face shot out of the cloud cover. Look how beautiful. That's just that. I mean, I haven't done anything to this picture. It's right out of the camera, and it's just beautiful color, beautiful light. Wish we could get them all that way. Oh, you poor thing. I'm gonna have to probably let him out of here in a minute so he can go harass mom for dinner. Beautiful. I'm not touching that. I will take the leash out, but other than that, I'm not doing anything with that. Beautiful photo. Face shot. We need a body shot, and this is the closest thing to a body shot we have in somewhat similar lighting. So, and we've got part of the foot cut off there. I don't like the look there. Let's see what we can get out of it. I dropped the exposure just a little so it better matches the other one. Yeah, that's what it is when I'm switching in between scenes here. Let me make sure. That may be part of the problem. So I have this cache running off that drive. Let me move it over to my M2 drive. There, I'll move it over there. I'm gonna reset my statistics here and see if moving that cache drive's help. Because we're running the app off of that same drive that's caching on. It is a solid state drive and it's a fast one, but let's try moving it off there entirely and see if that helps. Okay. Body shot. And what are we gonna use? They're all so beautiful. Love the lighting on them. Yeah, and I'm not messing with it. And she's such a pretty color. Gray. Alright, there's our 3. Wow, we are just burning through these right now. And this process, again, if this is something you're interested in doing, I'll tell you what, even if you're not ready or necessarily interested in doing this for your local shelter, maybe you've got your own pets at home and you'd like to get better pictures of your animals, I'm happy to help you try to do that as well. Smartphone, camera, it doesn't matter. But I can give you a few tips on lighting and and kind of how to set up things to get a better overall composition out of it. And, you know, in the same token, you're likely to get a better composition than I can get in a lot of cases, because most of the time I'm dealing with animals that don't know what's going on and they're just all over the place. This is Nala. Nala is a female Catahoula leopard mix, 6 months old. She was young. She was learning. She was learning the leash. But still a little reluctant. Look at him. He's such a goober. I love him to death. He's such a goober. All over the place, but super sweet, just not sure about things. Another one that would not sit up. If he was moving, if he was sitting still, if she was sitting, I'll get it right, believe it or not. If she was sitting still, she had to be sitting. She wouldn't sit still and stand up, so I couldn't get a body shot. Looks like the only face shots I got, and I'm not a huge fan. That's probably the better of the two. Shadows up a little bit. Knock out some of those yellows again. That'll have to be our face shot. Body shot, we had to settle on a sitting pose because that's adorable. Nothing else was working. I like that shot too, but editing that leash out right there is going to be tough. I can still. I guess we're gonna have to use that as a body shot. That's the closest thing we have to seeing her whole body. Oh, I know. Your life is so hard. I know, it's so difficult. I'll let you out in just a second. One more picture, buddy, then I'll let you out, okay? Body shot. Face shot. Man, I'd really like something that really sells the color on the coat. I'm gonna try this one. Yeah, I like that. Go with that. Oh, we're still dropping quite a few frames. It may not refresh that cache though until I restart Lightroom. So, all right, so we got all those. So the next step is to move over to Photoshop and take out a leash and everything. I wonder if that's why that was doing that. That could be. I had a double capture going on. That may very well be it. Because again, I had redone these scenes and I left part of something in, it looks like. We'll see. I'll put that back up. But now we're going to go Photoshop. We're going to tweak the photos a little bit. We're going to take out the leashes and all that. But I'm going to let him out of here. So give me just a minute and we will be right back. Alright, so we let him out of here and we got Gracie instead. Yes, Gracie came in instead. Everybody to come in. Now her's gonna pester me to eat, huh? Alright. So let's start here. Face shot. Edit that in Photoshop. Alright. And as always, we kind of hack at it with spot heal and see if it does an okay job. If it does, we leave it. If not, we tweak it. The goal here is to get what we want out of it. We're not looking to recreate reality. We just, as long as it doesn't catch attention, then we did just fine. And that's probably not going to work on there, but we will see. Ain't too bad. I don't know why that's insisting on keeping that there. There we go. And we'll have to clone this out because Photoshop likes to grab pink tongues and drag them. I don't know why, but it does. So we're just going to edit it out a bit. There we go. His eyes are already pretty light. Does have a couple little eye boogers. We're going to clean up though. There we go. Save that off. Back to Lightroom. And get our body shot, which was right here. That monkey was a boy. Guess not. Nope. Female. Kind of a silly name for a female. Alright. Same deal. See if the spot tool will kind of knock it out. Didn't do too bad. We'll have some shadows we'll have to fix. And we'll have to tweak some of that. And that, apparently. Not sure how we're going to do that exactly. That works. Not too bad. And let's get rid of some of these shadows on the wall. Maybe this is always a touchy spot because of the gradients from the different lighting conditions. Soften it up a little. Yeah, see, too much gradient there. And these get down res so much, most of this you'll never notice, but still. I like to have them pretty decent if I can do it. That's getting too light. Beat it all around a little bit, soften it up. Yeah, I mean, you can see how there's a line that even runs down the wall right there. And that's not for me, that's just the paint or texture or something.
Deep in my heart, I hear you calling, but I won't let
Just rebuilding some of the brick here where it kind of goofed it a little.
afraid that I'll keep on losing, but you're whispering, trust in me, love me.
Don't like what's going on here.
Your heart and let our love begin. Trust in me.
Like that is probably as big as you'll ever see that picture where it's going. I'm just gonna run with that. Like I said, there's some weird texture thing going on with the wall here anyway. I mean, I could reconstruct it, but these just aren't. They aren't worth the time because they don't go anywhere that important as far as overall quality is concerned, anyway. What is that? All right. Mark those, and we need one more, which was the personality style. You lay down. Why don't you lay down in the bed? Jackson didn't want to lay down in it. He wanted to be a knucklehead.
Won't let this fear take over my life. No
We'll try this and see what it does. We may have to go another route. That's not quite what I wanted to do. Oh, it's been a while since I did this. Let's see what this does. Playing with the content of where fill here to see if we can get something a little better out of it. Well, it grinds away. I don't like what it's doing. It's not done yet. Don't like that either. So, I'm gonna go back and do it the way we were doing it. And we'll just take smaller stabs at it. Something goofy going on the wall there to begin with. I think that'll work. Drop the opacity down. Let's try to layer a little bit on top of that just to smooth out the transition. The color is a fur. So, yep, that'll be just fine. Face shot. For mittens. And back. Welcome back. We are on to our second dog edit. Or is this our third? No, I don't even remember. And we'll look in a second. That works. I still have the RGB snow. We got to experience Elite in VR. Yeah, so that unplugging that thing didn't help, huh? Or replugging it in, or whatever exactly they wanted you to do. Is another thing you might look at that I was thinking about too is make sure that none of your cords going from your headset to your PC are near your power cords. Because the power cords, which you may already know this, they Nobody and I looked at upgrading to the beta. The power that goes through those power cords creates a magnetic field, and that magnetic field can corrupt the data in your data cables, which can, in theory, cause something like that. Might be something to look at. Just make sure, one, you got a good ground for your PC, and two, that those wires aren't, or at least they're as far away from your power cords as you can get, just to see if it changes anything. That may be part of it. I don't know. Like I said, mine, I've got the Rift CV1, and I've never had a problem with it. It's always worked right out of the box. So I'm not sure. I have had latency issues inside of Elite when I have the settings wrong. Double check they're as far away as possible. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why else it would do that. It's a face shot. And this will be our body shot. Yeah, I actually need to reroute a lot of my stuff. I've got a lot of my power cords all jacked around. You know what? I'm not going to save that. I see something I want to fix already. What am I going to do for dinner today? I know I'm hungry. On my puppy streams, because of the time that I start, because it's just the best time to start, it always falls on dinner time. And I'm hungry. Ooh, that's an ugly one. Take this a little different route. I'm gonna have to go back and touch it up again, but this will get us close. Definitely a lot closer than it was. Holy cow. I know what I can do about this. That's not quite what I wanted. Oh, that's better. Knock this leash off here. So I've still been, as I've mentioned over several streams, I'm still been looking for a new game to stream on the days that I'm wanting to pick up, which is probably Wednesday and Thursday. But I haven't decided what I want to pick up for them. I just don't know. Need to get rid of that leash shadow. Because I've been poking around and looking, like, I've been playing a lot of Warships, as a lot of you might know as well. But I don't feel like I'm good enough at it to warrant streaming it, really. It's quite to the contrary. I'm pretty bad at it. So I don't know why in the hell anybody would want to watch it. Honestly. So I've been looking at other things. I just don't know what in the world it would be. I've even looked at maybe, as much as I even hate for the words to come out of my mouth, of Warcraft again. Only because I know the game so well. I played it from launch until, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, maybe a little longer. I mean, I did have some breaks in there, but I know the game very well, even the vanilla version of it. I say that, I watched a little bit, somebody streamed a little bit of the vanilla today, that classic whatever, and I've seen a lot of what he was doing, and unless I completely overlooked something, it didn't look that vanilla to me. There was some stuff in there that didn't look very, I don't know, maybe they just put so many patches on it that it didn't look right. But again, I just know the game so damn well. I'm not fantastic at it, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. Definitely a conundrum. And a lot of people stream it too. That's the other thing. Let's see. Worship is always good regardless of skill. I'm your conversation, friendship, blah, blah. Well, me too. I really, as I mentioned before, I just stream mainly for the community. I want to rebuild the communities that I used to have in the big MMOs that I just can't seem to locate anymore. It's one of the big reasons I started streaming. The other one is I've been a gamer and an artist of some sort all my life. So it made sense to stream it. Why not share it? But I have difficulty staying engaged with it if if two things aren't true. One, I enjoy what I'm doing at the moment, and it's not like turning into like some terrific kind of job. And two, that there's people to talk to, people to bullshit with and do things with. And that can be very trying. You know, I've tried several different games in a few different ways, and I just haven't really caught my niche yet, I guess you would say, to really turn the heat up. So, I don't know. You know, I want to be able to offer something, entertainment, community, all that good stuff. And for like the puppy thing here, I think is a big deal. And I think a lot of people do too, especially, you know, those of you that hang out here. I think the biggest problem with the puppy thing is just a mere marketing issue at this point. Just not enough people know here that know that I'm doing it and come to support it in the channel. And I may not do enough during it either. I try to cover topics that I think you guys want to talk about or hear about at least. But I don't always know. That's why I'm always looking for feedback from you guys to keep me on the right path. Because there really is no guide to doing this right. There's a lot of people that like to tell you how to do it right, but everybody's different. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. I'm still kind of lost on the whole thing, but and I'm a little bit worried, you know, not that this necessarily makes or breaks it. I'm a little bit worried about warships as well. It seems to be picking up pace as far as the overall community goes, you know, as far as people and players. There has been some people saying, well, it's dying and they introduced carriers and all that. And I watched a video the other day on a guy who he showed a lot of the data, and it was datable from credible sources. He showed the sources and everything for it, where the game's actually still increasing. But I almost feel like even since I started playing just a few months ago, it's starting to become a little more toxic. And I don't enjoy that in a game. Which, you know, you're talking about World of Warcraft, how toxic is that? But I knew how to handle it there. I knew, you know, it's easy to just block somebody and be done with it. But there it's not. Yeah, you can do that there too, but it's not as straightforward, and it still doesn't really work that way. You know, I don't know, a whole ball of wax there. But, you know, I don't know. You know, having, you know, I do have a few of you guys, the regulars here, which I really appreciate. Please don't take me wrong. But I feel like, you know, we need a bigger community to make it all work for all of our benefit. To be able to do more together and engage more together and get more benefits out of streaming and a community in general. You know, being able to have some leverage in getting you guys some maybe beta keys or games or, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, that all comes with audience. You got to have the audience to ask those things of developers and companies. And I would love to be able to do that for you guys, but I don't have the community for it yet. But I don't know, you know, and maybe everything will turn a totally different direction. You never know. You know, I try not to put some kind of preconceived notion on, you know, you have to have some kind of expectation, of course, but I try not to put that in a bucket, so to speak, and say that this is what's got to happen. But I am human, so there are those expectations. But I also have different kinds of expectations, because for the puppy stream here, I really love advocating for the animals. And I like sharing that, and I like getting other people involved in it, or at least knowledgeable about it. And I would love to see more people show up for these Sunday streams and start talking about and advocating for their shelters and their rescues and their purpose for why they do what they do. Because I think that helps motivate other people to do it. It just makes a better community overall, I think. But I don't know. And like I said, it makes it not having that go-to game or genre can make it challenging to keep a schedule, a good, strong schedule, and enjoy your time while you do it. While you do not have to stream 40 hours a week to make streaming possible, make it a thing. You need a steady schedule, which I've always had since I've been streaming, but I don't stream near enough now. Like, it's not enough hours to make anything out of it, which I know that. But again, in between games right now, not real sure where to take it. I do love Elite. I love the community. I like the game. I like the genre. I like the concept. But the content in that game is falling so flat for me. It's a job for me to log into it anymore and try to enjoy it. Even with, I say even with community, it's just a matter of chatting about it. Can't really do much with the community right now in its current state. And granted, it's gotten better, but it's still not there. Maybe 2020 will fix all that. Man, that is so soft. Thankfully, it's going to be small. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it all goes. I'm sure it'll go somewhere. Face shot, body shot. Adorable face shot. Oh my gosh. Love that look. But no, like everybody, of course, I would love to be able to do this for you guys, and have the time and the resources to do it. Why is that? Keep doing that. Stop. But it's just not economically feasible until you have that audience. How do I catch 22? I was thinking about this. You guys tell me what you think. I was thinking about doing some viewer edits on photos, preferably of your animals. It's a little tricky because it depends on how good of a quality image you can get to work with. But it's something I'm willing to try if it's something that you guys think you'd like to see. If you'd like to submit an image and have me rework it for you. Especially the adorable animals. I love photographing animals. I really do. He has a hair in his mouth. Not anymore. I want a doll. A dog. That's our third dog. This is our fourth dog. This was Jenny, female, terrier, mixed breed, large. Really sweet. Which most of them are. And get rid of this leash. I don't think this is going to work out very well. It didn't. That did. Sometimes I ask a lot. Actually, you know what? He's got tags on. We can leave that collar on him. Sometimes I ask a lot of this healing brush tool. It's quite actually amazing. It even works as well as it does. I shouldn't be complaining. Went to a local pet store today because they were having adoption promotion. We found our cat's twin. Really? That's always neat. I can't go to those things because I come home with animals. I say that it's gotten easier not to since I've started volunteering so much, but it's still tough. It's tough seeing those adorable animals without homes or families when you know you could offer them something better. But it's a commitment. Taking care of them and getting their medical expenses and everything. Which is another thing that puzzles me a little bit about some people. And I say this specifically because of, like, yesterday we had the Clear the Shelter event. And there's still an adoption fee. I think it was $20. I think it was the adoption fee. And there's people having a fit about that. The dogs have all their shots dewormed, microchipped. They've been checked out by a veterinarian. They're in great health. That alone is an expensive thing to do. I mean, to me, I'm like, if you really can't be bothered to come up with $20 to spend on your animal, and even that's questionable, how in the world are you going to take care of that animal? I mean, I guess the trick to that is saying it properly. It's not that I'm hounding people for even getting a pet. I don't think they understand either what a pet is about, or they think it's a novelty. I don't know. It's hard to let her go, yeah, I bet. But, you know, they are a responsibility, but they're not I mean, the best way I can explain it is they're not as difficult as a child. That's for sure. But they still require some attention and work, and yes, they do take money. I mean, it's Jackson, you know, like you guys, most of you know, he's our 140-pound Great Dane. It costs us about $200 a month to feed him, just in food. That doesn't count his toys, his grooming, any of that. His general care, that's just food. They eat a lot. But he's worth every penny of it, to the point that we're actually thinking about getting another one. But you know, it's kind of my point. I mean, if your life only allows you to, you know, a certain budget to spend on the animals, that's understandable. Everybody should have a budget, but kind of understand what you're stepping into, so you get the right animal the first time. And you know, don't fall into the puppy trap, especially if you're not a well-experienced dog owner. And you know, you don't have to tell us whether you are or not. Just be honest with yourself. Unless you're a really well-experienced dog owner and you have a lot of time and patience, don't get a puppy. Because it's a much bigger responsibility getting a puppy than it is a mature animal. Because you have to teach them manners. You have to teach them. Sometimes you got to housebreak them. And it's not all cute. And they grow up. And if you get the puppy fever and you're not an experienced dog owner, then unfortunately you're probably going to end up regretting it, or possibly even after the dog gets older, taking it to a rescue or a shelter, which is detrimental to an animal that grows up with a family because they become its pack and they get separated. Then they get separation anxiety, and it destroys them. Exactly. They will not stay a kitten, right? Yeah, cats, same deal. Kittens are adorable. Now, I'm not as familiar with the overall behavior of cats. I guess it kind of falls in line with dogs. Some dogs, even though they get older, they still keep some of their puppy personality, and some of the dog, depending on the breed, will keep the affection part of it. Gotta go, lightning super close. All right, buddy. Thanks again for stopping by. I appreciate that. Thanks for dropping in. If you want the affection of an animal, I would highly suggest looking at, if you can find a senior animal, I'll try to be back when the storm rolls past. Okay, yeah, we don't have a lot more to do here, so we may not be streaming. At least we may not be streaming puppies. I really, really, really want to try to stream something tonight. So Red Eye, I know you have other access to me. Get on me. We got to stream. I got to stream something tonight. Something, because I'm always saying I will after these, because they never last that long, and I never do because nothing comes out. But I'm gonna do that tonight. But yeah, I highly recommend senior dogs, especially if you're not a big, or even cats. If you don't know a lot about animals, because they're typically very, see in a bit, right? They're very laid back, and they don't require a lot of exercise or an absorbent amount of attention. Some of them might have some medical, though, that needs attended to, but that's not high impact stuff. It could be financially impactful, though, so consider that. But they already know what they need to know, and you'll know if you would go to adopt the animal whether or not they have some of the behaviors that you want. When you get a puppy's behavior is going to be nothing like the dog's behavior. The catch there is that the biggest chunk of that behavior is going to be on you if you get them as a puppy or as a kitten. That biggest behavior is going to be on you to teach them right from wrong, what's good and what's not, and knowing how to do that. Whether that's paying for obedience classes, doing a lot of research on your own, spending the time with them to do it. And if you're not a huge fan of the seniors, go middle of the road. Some dogs don't mature, and I'm not sure about cats. Again, I don't know a ton about cats, but they mature at different ages. Jackson, for instance, is almost 3 years old. He's a Great Dane. They don't mature till they're about 2.5. Gracie, she's a little over 3, I think now. She is a Great Dane Blackmouth Cur mix, but she matured at like 1.5 years. Didn't take long for her at all. So you really need to know what you're stepping into and make a really well-informed decision for you and your family. Because for us, when we bring an animal into our lives, they become our family. They are like our kids. We will always have them. We will always take care of them. We'll always be there for them. We'll always provide for them. I hope a situation never arises where that changes or has to change. I can't imagine it would. But that's us, and that's not the same for everybody. And you can always try it too. Foster. If you're not sure, foster. If you go to a shelter or I'm not super sure about rescues, because a lot of rescues, the animals in rescues are already in fosters and they're there to be moved to a permanent home. But particularly with shelters, go and tell them you're considering a dog or a cat, and you're not real sure if it'll work for your family. You want to try fostering and see, and find a dog or cat that fits what you think it does and foster them. The great thing about that is you're helping out the shelter by relieving some of the burden of caring for the animal, and then you get to learn about it. And if things just don't work, you gave the cat or dog a home for a while, and that you can take them back to the shelter. It didn't work, or maybe you need a smaller animal or a larger animal, or whatever the case might be. But fostering is a great exploration option, and it helps save animals' lives in a lot of cases too, instead of them getting put down from overcrowding or whatever the case might be. Unfortunately, every shelter cannot be a no-kill shelter. I wish they all could, but it happens. Thankfully, at our shelter, it's a very rare occurrence. It hasn't happened for a long time, but that doesn't mean that it can't. That's because we all work very hard between getting fosters and advocating for these animals to get them out the door and get them into homes. So it's important that we do these things. And if you want to get an animal, fantastic. Try the foster route if you're not sure. Definitely a good option. And if you're brand new, again, welcome. If you've fostered before, or you're more so, if you've done anything because we do this on Sundays, if you have adopted, fostered, volunteered, advocated, shared social media, anything you've done because of this channel and because of the things we do here, I would love to hear it. because one, it inspires me to keep doing it, but two, it also helps me understand if there's something that I can do to further help people do things that you guys are doing. So please let me know. If you're here live with us on Twitch, please let us know here. If you're watching this on YouTube later, let us know in the comments. We'd love to know. If you have other people, friends or family that might be interested in doing one of those things, bring them over. Have them tune in Sundays. If they got questions, ask. I'm not a professional animal advisor. I'm not a veterinarian, but I'm happy to give my opinions on what might help you or work for you or a way to do what you're trying to do. Here we go with grabbing that time, yeah. Photography stuff, I'm happy to help there. If you've gotten into photographing animals, I would love to hear it. Oh, beautiful. I love that picture. Between the green background and his brown gray coat and the beautiful brown eyes and the super sharp and the overcast skies, it just all came together there. Beautiful photograph. Love it. And sometimes you get lucky. Same thing, same light, same dog, just beautiful. And this is going to be the tough one. I knew this when I edited it in Lightroom. I'm just going to smash over it and see what happens. I'm sure it's going to explode. Yep, it pretty much did. I figured it would. So we're going to have to do this in pieces. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. But we'll make it happen. How am I going to get around that? Like that, I guess. Sorry, I know I'm not talking too much right here, but trying to keep my thought in check here on what I'm trying to do. I think we can make this work. I think. Filters. That works. A little bit of patterning right there, but you'd never know it. A lot of grass on the nose. But, it's when I first started doing editing on photographs, I would spend so much time editing and getting everything just right. And you don't need to. You really don't need to. Unless you're creating a fine artwork or something for submission into a contest, or you're working for a client that demands perfection and you've promised them that, You don't need to, because most people will never, I say most, pretty much no one will notice some of the little flaws and errors, because normally people don't look at things like that. You look at things as a whole. Now, if you see things like, for instance, the human brain is really, really good at identifying patterns visually. And that's something you definitely have to watch for, especially when using a clone tool, because it loves to pattern. But you avoid patterning and abrupt changes, things that just, those things that just don't look right. When you see something as a whole, it's like, that just doesn't look right. That's something that catches your eye. That won't work. But if you go in and you edit it to the point, like, what I did here, that it doesn't catch your eye, no one will ever know the difference. And it's not like you're trying to pull the wool over their eyes. It's just unnecessary. Now if you're doing, that's not what I wanted. If you're doing portfolio work, again, maybe a little bit different. Kind of use your judgment there. Why is that doing that way? But it just has to look believable, that's all. Like you see there, if I was to over blur that, I don't know how well you can see that through the stream, but you can see a definite problem with the way it comes out the other end. And I was looking to get rid of a little bit of that color. There's some color issues right there that I didn't care for. It's not really that big of a deal. You don't really notice it zoomed out. But the patch tool tends to do that with gradients. It'll leave a line behind. It'll separate the gradient out. It doesn't work real well with gradients. I'm not sure why. I guess just by nature of the way it works. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. And we should have one more, which will be the personality type shot. This one will be very interesting as well. We get all these patterns in back. Sometimes Patch Tool will do a fantastic job with it. Sometimes, see what I mean about leaving that line? It doesn't work real well with gradients. So we're gonna have to cheat it a little, I think. So I'm gonna get this ear cleaned up a bit. And then we'll fix this gradient up a little. I'll try that. Yeah, that works all right. Salty Heart, hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, don't worry. I know it's been a while. Hey, we've all been busy. I didn't even get to do my puppy stream last week because it was 110 degree heat index out last week, and we didn't want to stress the animals out. I was just going to do some digital painting of puppies or cats or whatever, and my OBS exploded, so it was a no-go for last Sunday. And we did stream. I think we streamed Elite Tuesday, but yeah, going well, man. Yeah, I saw you weren't able to go up. Yeah, it was. It just wasn't meant to be last week. It was not meant to be at all. And I don't know why. But the powers that be said, nope, not a happening. But we're making it up for it a little bit today. We got 6 puppies today. It was still pretty warm out today. It was, I don't know what the heat index was exactly, but we had a good breeze. I do know it was about 97 degrees outside. But we had some little bit of overcast here and there. As you can see from these photos, we had that beautiful overcast sky, which gave us that really beautiful lighting. I love shooting in overcast. Doesn't always happen. Actually, it's typically raining. That's usually my luck. We end up in the rain. But how you guys been doing? 97, how's humidity? It's been better. We've gotten a lot of rain this year for Texas, Central Texas, that we don't typically get, and it's made things kind of nasty. But it hasn't rained in a while, so the humidity's dropping. It's getting better. It's getting more that typical Texas weather and not that crazy Midwest style nastiness. So, getting better. How's the wife? How you guys doing? Well, I hope. Now, she's been streaming kind of late. I've noticed a few times she's come online. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would love to visit, but I'm going to bed. She's kind of a night owl, or just kind of her shift work. Or should I say the way her shift works, and not necessarily shift work. She's doing well. We're spending some time with the little man right now. Well, that's awesome. That's always good. It's I know how easy, believe me, I know how easy it is to get caught up in the work life and the goings on of things and trying to make stuff happen, and then not being able to spend that time with the family that you really want, so forces us to go up kind of late. I get it. I definitely get it. But that's good. I'm glad to hear you guys are getting to do that. Spend some time. Create those moments, man, because before you know it, it's all gone. My kids now are 20. Oh my gosh, they're gonna kill me. 23 and 24. And they grow up so fast. We're actually, wife and I are going to Mexico here shortly. I say shortly, next month. Spend some time together, and we've never been out of the country together, so I hope it ends up being a good thing. I'm a bit of an introvert. I don't like crowds. I don't like people. I say people. I like people. I don't mind people. I don't like big crowds and chaos. Like, I need things to be somewhat orderly, or I get anxiety. Always have. Don't know why. So doing things like this always makes me really anxious. So hoping it all goes well. But that's why we haven't really done much of it in the past. But she really deserves it. She's wanted to for a long time. Us not up, yeah. I knew what you meant. I'm pretty good on internet speak. Most of the time. But yeah, hopefully that's going to be a good trip. We're going to get to spend some of that quality time together and make some of those memories. I remember taking the girls, oh man, this has been quite a few years ago now. We went to Virginia Beach, Hilton Head Island in Virginia. And the girls had never been to the ocean before. And man, you talk about having a blast. The girls just loved it, and I'm so glad we were able to do it and have those memories for that. We should have done more. We've never been big vacationers. We do stuff around locally and around town. And Gracie, she's being so patient. She knows it's dinner time. Doesn't she? She knows it's dinner time. She's such a sweetheart. Aren't you? You're such a sweetheart. Yes. Jackson was in here earlier being a complete turd, so we let him out, and Gracie said, come visit us, huh? I was saying earlier, I need to get a camera set up so that you guys can, like, see the goings on when they come up and want attention, because they're so damn cute. We'll go out in a bit. We're almost done. Our mom will get up, or I'll get done. One of the two will happen soon. And I'm going to have to do that differently, I know. Yep. I have a couple of viewers going to Mexico next month as well. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's, again, I'm not like biased for the U.S. or anything, but I'm perfectly happy here. I mean, I don't. For me, I would like to experience. I like to experience some of the culture, I guess you would say. But I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's not something I'm actively like, oh my gosh, I would love that. I'm like, okay. I don't like erasing all of his whiskers for that, but I don't think I have a choice. And some people live to travel. My wife likes to, she's a social butterfly. She works in sales, which she does well at because of it. But I'm just not that kind of person. Like I said, I'm a bit of an introvert. I like friends, I like people, but just a lot of it, yeah. I'd love Japan. That I would like to experience the whole Asian culture as well. You know, whether that's Japan, China, Taiwan, Korea, whatever that is, I think I would probably enjoy that experience. I think a lot of people, I would think, although I don't know statistically, but a lot of Western people are infatuated with Eastern culture. I wonder if it's the other way around as well. What am I going to do with that color shift? Oh my gosh. Let's try this. Messiah, hey, what's going on? I'm not a butterfly at all. Nice. But yeah, it's the I don't know what it is. I think a lot of what infatuates me about the Asian culture, at least its perception in the media and in movies and all, and I'm sure a lot of that's romanticized, but is the kind of commitment and loyalty and dedication that a lot of the Eastern cultures seem to really hold dear that I don't think we so much do anymore in Western culture. Not saying it's dead, and I'm not saying it's not in some places, but just in general. I think that's what really infatuates me about it, what I'm really curious about, and I'd like to see and experience. But everybody has kind of their own reasons, I guess. Lighten those eyes up a little bit. This reminds me a lot of my daughter's dog, Cooper. He's a little turkey. He's a really good dog, but he's small, similar colors. Base shot. Yeah, we could not get him to stand up and sit still at the same time. So the only body shots we got of him were sitting. But take what you can get. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty neat to experience the Eastern culture. Be something I could definitely see myself. I'm sure I never will. For one, it's really expensive because it's a long way away. And for two, I'm a bit, again, I'm a bit of an introvert. I think my anxiety would get the best of me doing something like that. I say that, I don't honestly know. I just feel like it would. I avoid driving in large cities and things for the same reasons. I get very anxious. Don't know why, but I do. But I can drive, anywhere in the U.S. by myself. It doesn't bother me at all. Kind of a weird contrast of things, but that's what it is. Now my mom and my sister, they will barely drive out of their own city. And maybe that's where some of it comes from, but they won't. Like my sister, one of my sisters hasn't visited us here since we've moved to Texas because she just can't. She can't travel that far with family or otherwise. She just has panic attacks. My mom has been here. She doesn't mind it if someone else is kind of taking up the responsibility of the driving and navigating and things like that. But it's a curious thing. It's just kind of a shame too, because I'm sure that my sister would love it here. Oh, this is that other one that's going to be a pain in the butt. I wonder if I can... I don't know if this will let me cheese this a bit or not, but we're going to try. I don't think it will. We're going to try it. Just to see. See what happens with that. Ooh, that hurts. But you know what? We might still be able to use that. Soften that up. Take my opacity back. Actually, let's try 100% at first. Much softer brush. Larger brush? So it will still pull from out of bounds, I wasn't sure. And we'll just blur that a hair, no pun intended. Just to kind of blend it all together. Alright, so we're gonna have some stuff to fix, but that was definitely the lesser of the evils on fixing all of that. Some weird stuff going on there. Then we gotta fix this collar. Trying to do this a little randomly so it doesn't look too out of place. It amazes me anymore the way these tools work. I remember many moons ago when this would be like voodoo magic in photo editing. Come a long way. Man, what am I going to do with that? Because that whole thing looks like crap. Let's see if we can uncrap it. That's not bad. It's better than what we were getting. I can work with that. Yeah, I think that does fine. Lightens eyes up a little bit. There we go. Adorable. And that was our third picture there. Wow, we kind of whizzed through those today. It took us about 2 hours to get through 6 of these beautiful dogs. Be back soon. All right, well, we're just about to wrap the puppy thing up. We've just got done with all our pictures. We're going to go through them real quick and kind of show them all off again. And then we're probably going to wrap this up. And I'm going to stream tonight. I don't know what, but something. I say that every Sunday, and well, I say every Sunday, like the past 3 Sundays, and we never end up doing it. I'm going to. It's going to happen tonight. We're streaming something. I don't know what. Something. I owe you guys some time. So if you got something you'd like to see streamed, please let me know. If I have it, we'll give that a shot too. I'll catch you tonight. All right. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Great seeing you again. I hope I'll talk to you really soon, or I'll stop by your channel. So we have Monkey. And Monkey is a terrible name for this beautiful female. I'm sure the shelter gave her that name. But she's a doll. Let's get some of this junk out of our way here. I know it's not a bobtail. It was just flipped that way. And she was adorable. And then we have Mittens, a 1-year-old Coonhound Shepherd mix. Look at that look. Super sweet. Smaller dog. She was so nice. Which all of them typically are. Some of them are a little less trained than others. This was Dyson 3-month-old boxer mix. Adorable. Love the color on this coat. Super cool little dog. Pretty hyper, but super sweet. And Jenny, 5-month-old terrier, mixed breed brindle, white female. And by the way, if you're anywhere around the Central Texas area, or you're not against traveling, and any of these dogs interests you, they are all up for adoption here in Central Texas. So, regardless of where you live, if you're interested in them, let me know. We can sort it out. We've adopted and fostered dogs out all the way up as far as Michigan. So, if you're interested in any, let us know. We have networks to get them taken to different places. Jenny, terrier, 5-month-old brindle and white. I say available. I know I archived these videos, so if you're watching this on Twitch, they're available now. If you're watching it on YouTube, possibly not. Look how old the video is. It's been over a month or so, likely not. Really cute. Definitely got that boxer face. He was really fun too. He needs some training. He was young. He was really jumpy, liked to jump. That can be trained out of him. And we have Eros. Eros is a 1-year-old terrier, American Pit Bull, brown female. This is the one we caught with the beautiful lighting. She's such a beautiful girl. And I got that longer nose. Look how beautiful. She's a doll. And lastly, we had Nala. Nala, younger, 6-month-old Catahoula leopard dog mix, female. Very young, sort of kind of getting used to the leash. She did walk on it. We got her out of the kennel on it. When we got her out to the photographing area, she fought it a little bit, so she's getting used to it. And that's, I was talking earlier about, the whole puppy thing and puppy fever and getting a puppy and then not knowing you need to train the puppy. This dog, for instance, if you don't leash train your dog from a young age, they feel like they're being strangled and they're hooked onto something and they bite it. It's really important to leash train your dogs and cats at a very young age so they're used to it, because it is for their safety over everything. It's for them to be safe. When you take them out on walks, things of that nature, or you just need them restrained for one reason or another, that you're able to put them on a leash without them freaking out and you stressing them out. Obviously, you don't want to hurt them. They don't know that. They don't know what's going on. They just know all of a sudden there's something around them choking them. You can also use those harnesses. Those are a better alternative, but not always the most convenient, because sometimes you always have a leash on your animal anyway with tags and things, and it's easier. Sometimes you just do a little clip and take them for a short walk or something. But if they're fighting it, they're going to hurt themselves. They're going to hurt their neck. They can cause damage to their throats. So this particular dog didn't have someone that trained them when they were younger. Now he's getting older and he's having to learn, and it's harder on him and everybody else. So you should definitely leash train your animals early. But here's some really cute. Love the colors. Almost got the healer mix color going on. That was with the leash and after. So we take off leashes. And that's pretty much all of them. Again, it's only been a couple hours. We've gotten through 6 of the animals. And we didn't get streamed last week because the temperature was so hot out. We didn't want to stress out the dogs. And then we had some other equipment failures and things like that. So it just wasn't happening last week. But we definitely try to do this every Sunday starting at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We go out in the mornings. We take photographs of the dogs. All these photos were taken today. Everything you're seeing came straight from a camera, from our local shelter, dogs that are available. We bring them in, we edit them, get them all ready to export. After stream, I'll just basically export them all into JPEG, zip them up, send them off to the volunteers, and upload them to the website. So with that, if you know other people that are interested in animals, interested in photography, interested in volunteering, adopting, or just advocating, working in the local community, your local community, not mine, of course, I really try to use this stream to advocate for doing that. Even if it's not animals, if it's not rescues, you can volunteer at your zoos, you can volunteer at your local churches, you can volunteer at local Goodwills or things like that. Help support your local community. It's up to us. It's up to all of us to make our own communities better. And anything you can do to help promote that and others see you do that, helps them do it, is contagious. So do it. If it's an hour a week, a half hour a week, whatever you can do. I highly encourage that. So with that, we're going to wrap the stream up. Again, I really appreciate you guys being here. If you're here with us live on Twitch, love to talk to you guys. Love to see you here. Definitely hope to see you back next time. If you're catching this on the VODs or on YouTube, I really appreciate you watching. Come catch us live. Talk to us. Let us know how you're doing and the things you're working with. And if you've done any of this work or you'd like to know something, really, please stop by and let us know. It's all about the community here. That's what we want. We want you all to come here and enjoy your time and get something from it. So with that, we're going to step out of here. We are going to stream something tonight. Again, I'm not sure what yet. Yet to be determined. If you're interested in that, if you're the gaming type and you like doing that stuff, we do that here as well. So make sure you hit that follow button. If you really like what we do here with the puppies, you can show your support. Subscribe. If you got Twitch Prime, it's absolutely free. If you don't, the first subscription is like $4.99 a month. It helps us. It helps offset a little bit of the costs. It makes us know that lets us know that we're doing a good job and that you like what we're doing. So until then, we will catch you next time. Stay beautiful.